one of my favorite thick boys,
Mark Perry.
Mark Perry. Obviously, in my bias, he comes in a little here because I want to grapple Mark Perry. I want to wrestle his thick self. So yeah, that's just my bias. Like, you thought I was gonna say something more intellectual, guys? No, guys. I just want to grapple him. So
he's been very consistent.
Yeah,
ever since we first saw him.
Yeah, and when I seen Jack Harpster in person too, I was like, Jack, Mark Perry is what I want too. So let's go here. What is this? What's this list? I got a lot excited. Well, we'll know once we kind of scroll. Yeah, this looks like this.
We're gonna find out real quick.
You can find out real quick. Little 3 megs.
This is
okay, guys, we're showing you this list not because I'll just say it right now. This isn't a list that I want you to take too seriously because Mark Perry is out there. This is to show you that you can run a little bit of what's meta and then a little bit of what's not meta and just hope you do your best, right? Because what we talk about on this channel, guys, we're not directly telling you how to play, what you want to play. We want you to use what you have and what you enjoy. Give us the feedback and watch how the meta unravels and rolls, right? Because some people are like, I just want to run flash gets. But then people were like, well, according to the math between cover and armor of contempt, between the point ratio to killed, you cannot utilize them to our deficiency. And now we've realized that we were wrong because even I was kind of like that because I'm not making fun of anybody. That was kind of me because I was like, man, -1 AP and you're hitting on 5. I don't know, man. So I'm not sitting here acting like I was ahead of the game. I'm saying that's why all of this is important to get your feedback, play what you want, because you could end up being ahead of the meta and not even realize it just because you're someone who likes to play with what you like. And that's why we all come here and we all get together like a proper wall and we conglomerate our ideas and our energies, right? But sadly for Mark Perry, this wasn't the optimal list, and we'll see right here. So let's keep going.
Yeah, so he's got a Beast Boss on Squigosaur with Head Wappa's Kill Chopper.
Pick your poison.
Captain Badrug.
Yep, 3 mechs. Okay. I do like the custom Mega Slugger, guys. That's fun, but no.
Mazrog.
Warboss on bike. Hey, shout out to Warboss on bike. Yeah.
Favorite enhancement.
That's my
cyborg body.
That's my personal preferred enhancement on that unit, guys. We can argue about it, but just saying he's gonna die anyways, might as well make him overcome. Now this is the part that where I see a lot of people are like, what I know you're out there, where you Speed Wars. Yeah. Whoa. Okay, he brought death copters, guys. He really did it. He really said, I don't care what any of you guys say, I'm bringing them. I'd love if he told me how this actually went, but let's get a shout out. Do you guys think that he used the mech to +1 to like multiple of these death copters and then threw them out there? So let's keep going.
Yeah, we'll see the rest of the list. So you tell us.
Yeah, because I'm like, what the heck? Flash gets, obviously.
About the flash gets.
We know Chuck probably.
Gretchen.
Okay, only one. We've seen less Gretchen, guys, than usual. Now the 3 Rocket Truck Squad buggies. We talked about that on more DACA video. Not surprising though, right? It's not like super anybody's getting that surprised. We knew going in by looking at the index that this was the most utilized buggy, most likely, even with 110 points. I'd love to see it if it went back to like 10 points, but yeah, 110 points, excellent. But like we said, is he giving these +1 to hit? I mean, and just like I'll shoot at anything with them.
I guess these are perfect for infantry, so I don't know.
I guess, yeah. Okay, and then what was that? What else?
Shock jump dragster.
No, that's what he did. Never mind. Forget that. He was precisioning people. No, I'm just kidding. I just like to say that he could. He's a
crazy genius.
He's a crazy genius like that. He might have. He definitely tried one game and then it didn't work out.
Unfortunately for crazy geniuses, you can't always strike.
Yeah, my 3 Squid Hog boys, and then how many bikers did he bring?
And then he brought
just one
biker.
Okay, so no Storm Boys either, right? You can see Mark try to be a little out of the box here. And for that, how do you end up doing, David?
So he went 2 wins, 1 draw, and 3 losses.
Okay, so I mean, to each their own, right? When he did lose, he really lost. As you can see by the points, guys, he took a hard L. So we'll do a quick run over on this list and just see like what did he actually have a little bit of play into. Not take like just giving you guys kind of a look and when can Death Copters hopefully play. All right, so.
All right, so first round faced Astra Militarum.
Okay, so we have
no characters. Oh wait,
no, those are command squads.
Yeah. Acadian Command Squad, Lord Solar,
Leontis,
Unit 2,
Canadian Shock.
4 Acadian Shock
Did
troops.
I say Canadian? I think I did Canadian. Sorry, Canadian.
Armored Sentinels, a Basilisk.
Okay, going for the indirect.
3 Basilisks. Okay. Oh, a unit of Bulgrin.
Mr. Bulgrin. I used to like saying that all the time because I have a Science army. Shout out to Science. Lehman Rush. Okay, so
2 Lehman Rush Demolishers, Scout Sentinels.
If you're going to bring a tank, the Demolisher is the best. The Scout Sentinel is there to hopefully give a buff to indirect. So if Mark Perry was able to take this out very quickly, maybe with Copters, maybe they pay him to play there. Copters could have done some work there between the Bulgrin with the shooting and maybe taking out a couple Sentinels, bothering with the indirect, maybe having enough speed and the ability to fly to actually get to him. So shout out, that was pretty cool.
He
won.
ran over this.
So he beat guard
20
up
points.
20 points. Bam. That's how you know. So if you're winning against guard, bring the dev copters. No, I'm just kidding.
But in the second round, he got ran.
Is this did he?
Huh?
Did he lost the second round?
Yes, he scored 0 points.
That's Mark.
Sorry,
Yeah.
wrong Mark. Sorry.
Yeah.
18 points.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
He won against Tyranids.
He won this one too. Mhm.
Nero Tyrant,
Okay.
2 Barbagons, 2 Biovores,
Okay.
2 Exocrines. Let me zoom in. Horospecs,
Ooh, double malice.
double
I
Maliceptor,
don't know if you need
double
two.
Moloch,
Okay. I'm not a super fan. Cyclophage.
Venomthropes, and 3 units of Zoanthropes.
He was serious with them Zoanthropes units.
Yes.
He even brought it's a big one. A little bit too much in my opinion. I don't like that many on my list as they do get killed by the clapback. So Flash Gits, I mean, you show them Zoanthropes, you're like, haha. Flash Gits will annihilate a Zoanthrope unit. So yeah, I can see how that could be a thing. Double Maliceptors, I don't know if you need 2. This overall though, this is a threatening list. Depending on the mission and everything, the weakness I would think if the player would have dropped the Maliceptor and added the Tyrant, like a Hive Tyrant on foot, that wouldn't matter a lot. I could assume he suffered for not having that, to be honest. Not that I'm a know-it-all, but I'm assuming that's where he suffered. But Mark Perry did great because this is a actual relatively decent list. Not maybe GT level Green Amazing list, but that's a good playable winning Tyranid list. So hey, he made it work, guys, with all those buggies and death copters. He was shooting up those small units with his buggies. He erased those Barbagons, I assume, right?
Yeah.
Bye. So great job. What was the next matchup?
Quentin Johnson. And we covered he was playing Aldari. So we could see why Mark only scored 3 points.
All right. So let's see how. No, I'm just kidding. No, we know how it did. Sorry. All right, let's move on.
The next round.
We do have chats because
Gene
my bad.
Stealer
We've been going on
Colts.
for a second. Do we have any chats or?
Yeah, we got some.
Sorry, I've been ranting and looking at them lists and zooming a little.
Brandon says Chester's team beat Team PCA, which is his buddy's team.
Oh, okay.
And I forgot what he was referencing there, so I'll skip it.
Uh-huh.
That guy's Michael Pendergast brings up that Gaz does have breachable, which makes him a little faster than the enemy thinks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he's infantry. Even though he's so gigantic, staging him sometimes is just kind of hilarious. In my experience, right? Like, damn, dude.
Especially with 6 Mega Novas.
Yeah.
All right, Fat Man, what's up, everyone?
Whoa, Fat Man's been in the Discord a lot, chopping it up. I appreciate that.
Yeah, good to see you.
Shout out to all the Discord chads. We'll get.
Sandor says, kind of hope we get something that can lead Flash Gits. Can only bring 1 Badrook, and I don't know if they're worth it without the captain.
I think you need the captain to get the throttling, right? So you can make sure you really do get that return, because it is a kind of expensive package. To put the mech in there in the truck is kind of like a double positive, because you're giving them the durability of being in the truck, and then you're also giving the +1 so you can get some immediately start getting some play into them and getting them into position, right? Like if those Zoanthropes walk into a lane to shoot into maybe your beast boss that you presented on an objective, your Flash Gits can either dismount and destroy, or they could just stand in that lane and just lay down the fire. So yeah, as for what's the other leader, a mech. No, I'm just kidding. A mech is like the only thing really you could pretend as another character, right? So yeah, I agree with you. Put him in a stomp put. No, I'm just kidding. All right. that was just me saying something random.
He also follows up with, Gaz is not a monster.
Nope.
Can't shoot him while he's engaged, even though he's bigger than most monsters. LOL.
Sandor, right? Sandor's like, yes, no more 9th edition, right? I know. Dude, it was kind of funny. And then Gilliman and all them are still left over with it. All right.
We're caught up.
Cool. All right.
Right, and in this next round, Gene Stealer Colts.
Ooh, okay. Hard matchup here.
We got the Icon Ward, Nexus, 3 Primus, 2 Saboteurs.
Okay. Came for blood.
You got 4, 5. Oh, let me zoom in. Sorry,
2 of them
guys.
are bigger units. What happened?
I just forgot to zoom in.
Oh, you forgot. Yeah, 2 of the bigger units, and then he went for 2 smaller units. We're trying to remember to zoom in, guys, so you guys can actually see. Sorry about that. Don't worry. We'll get better every stream, hopefully.
Yeah, more hybrids.
Damn, this dude just went straight.
Hybrid.
God.
That has to be his whole, almost.
I'll tell you what, them. Oh, and then no, it's not his whole thing. Yeah,
3
dude. Yeah,
units of
Gene Stealers keep going. But yeah, and then the Ridge Runners. Yeah, excellent. Having mortars, subbers. I mean, that's just mobility, firepower a little bit. There's just a lot of bodies, guys. You know they can bring them back, put them all over the table. I mean, Mark Perry didn't bring like any direct horde clearing. The top copters are just not doing it. They get no AP when they fight.
He's got the
squigs,
death copters.
the record truck squig buggies. I know you're looking at this and you're like, hey, these are some good matchups. Some of those targets they could, but really, I mean, you're still an orc and you're still kind of possibly not doing excellent when you're shooting into them. So the fact that you don't have the typical boys just to beat you up on, not as many, you could end up seeing that as being an issue, right? Flash gets, I could see them being helpful in this matchup, but GSE as a whole are just a problem, right? Because as you're killing them, you're losing some of your units, they're taking over the board, they're playing the mission. And Mark didn't bring boys, which I think boys, like Beastnaggle boys ideally, are really good at kind of clearing up some GSC, and he didn't have any of those. I get it.
All right, in the next round, Gene Stealer Colts again.
Okay, let's see which one this. Maybe Mark learned from his lesson. Let's see what happened here.
So he's got the Biophagus, Clamavis, 3 Nexus, 3 Primus, 3 Saboteurs, 3 5-man hybrids, 1, 2, 3 Neophyte hybrids,
okay,
some Aberrants and Ridge
Okay,
Runners.
so that's the difference. It's not as many small units all over the field. So he was still going for a lot of bodies, but as you see, he dwindled and just went for big bricks. Which is like we talked about, as we've seen repetitively through some of these meta watches, is when you give us a lot of elite units or like bricks that people want to like hover around and move here to there, or can actually kind of deal with that for the most part, because we're willing to have stuff die and hold you there and move around the table and keep playing the mission. But if you go to meet us with speed and redeployment and mobility with a bunch of small units that want to start doing that with us, we do kind of dislike that actually, right? Especially if we're lacking the trucks and the beast boys to jump out and punch them in the face. But how did he end up doing? A little better here?
He tied.
Okay, so yeah, he did do a bit better. Almost came for the win, I'm sure. So he learned, and I think those big bricks made it a bit easier for him to deal with. He didn't have so much, because that was just so many units you've seen on that last list. My God, can you imagine? All right, great
last
job.
round.
Last round?
Yeah, good job. Imperial Knights.
Mm-hmm.
So he did actually drop this.
Okay. I mean, he didn't. I'm not surprised. I mean, he had the buggies, right? Well, the list we see do good of orcs into knights are the Beastnaggle list, ideally, right? And then sometimes the mechanized kind of list will do okay between the kill tanks and the mega knobs and the Gaz or so. But the MSU kind of running around list sometimes just get destroyed a little too much. And Mark Perry wasn't even necessarily an MSU list. He was just like I'm bringing whatever I want list. So the knight was like, sure, your buggies, pow. Your def dropped this, don't care. I can see why he dropped this. So we could just run through it and then move on.
He's got Castellan, 2 Crusaders.
Yeah.
All right, it's off there.
Yeah, super tough.
And 3 Helverns.
Just enough. That was just enough to be killing and not die. And what is he gonna do when he's running all the boards? Those 3 mechs, man. I'm telling you, the custom sluggers are probably putting in work. Now I'm making that up.